Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Here we have Matt on Bug Zenith list, leaning out against Pile Souza on Hogaak. Careful Study getting Force of Willed Pitching Force, showing just how important getting cards into the graveyard is for this Hogaak strategy. Wasteland following up on that Underground Sea. And a pause here. Going to be a fetch land into Hedron Crab, a very risky move. And it gets Abrupt Decayed. Hedron Crab, when it gets killed for no value, is a major setback. Altar of Dementia comes in. Hedron Crab pretty much always going to be good for at least 3 cards if you're able to make a land drop on the same turn. Making a land drop does not require passing priority. Your opponent cannot respond to it. They can respond to the trigger, but at that point the trigger is already on the stack. This Carrion Feeder, not going to be particularly exciting. And this Scavenging Ooze on the other side of the board, probably about the most damning card that Matt could have. Did not need to Zenith for it. He gets a Collector Oof, shutting down this Altar of Dementia. And this is looking really terrible here for Pile. 5 damage coming in. It's going to be a couple of turns here. Carrion Feeder can't block. This is not looking very good. 2 more cards coming out of the graveyard with Scavenging Ooze. Doesn't matter that they're not creatures. Keeping that graveyard nice and clean is going to make it difficult to delve out a Hogaak, which would be a way back into this game. And now Oko gonna largely close the door on that dream as well. And on to game number 2. Oko is able to handle Hogaak in that type of situation, given that Matt had a board presence. Would be able to keep some pressure on there. He's often not much of a interference to the Hogaak strategy, as you can turn him into a 3/3 elk, but sacrifice him to Carrion Feeder, Altar of Dementia, whatever you want. Tap him to convoke out another Hogaak and just keep the party going. So elking him, not the most impressive thing, but in that situation it would have expended all of Pile's resources if he was able to make it happen, and would not be able to continually get Hogaak out thanks to the Scavenging Ooze. So Ooze main deck super powerful here, and I think a good example of what this Bug Zenith list is capable of. Green Sun Zenith basically taking the spot of cantrips, and some cantrips, obviously Brainstorm's still fantastic, but being able to tutor for whatever creature you want. It's shuffle effect, technically 2 shuffle effects. If your opponent's playing Kosi's Trickster, it actually says to shuffle your library after searching it, and then it also says to shuffle the Green Sun Zenith into your library. So if someone is playing something like Kosi's Trickster or something that cares about libraries being shuffled, Green Sun does do it twice. A little bit of trivia there, almost never matters. But yeah, that toolbox approach, slightly reminiscent of Survival of the Fittest back in the day, though not recurring in quite the same way. Green Sun Zenith shuffling back in does mean you kind of recur them. You do have a chance of drawing them again, much more than if you were running. Oh, there's the ley line. Than if you were running, for cards that just go to your graveyard when cast. Shuffling them back in does have some other interesting impacts or implications. On occasion, you can save yourself from getting decked with that card as well. And leading out with Leyline of the Void, Pile Souza dropping a Swamp and Assassin's Trophy, Brainstorm in response. Assassin's Trophy putting up some numbers in these Hogaak lists. Abrupt Decay, a little bit more narrow, more powerful when it is answering converted mana cost 3 or less because it can't be countered. And of course the drawback of giving your opponent a land is not without consequence, but just the sheer versatility of the Assassin's Trophy makes it the go-to answer. We've got a Stitcher Supplier, milling 3 in the graveyard, happily jumping in front of a Leovold, saving 3 life, but more importantly getting 3 extra cards into the graveyard. And, ooh, now Scavenging Ooze. And that is actually gonna do it. Scavenging Ooze and Leovold proving to be too much there for this Hogaak build. A Bug Zenith list, an interesting option. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.